Welcome and good evening. As board president of the Gloucester High School District Board of Education, I hereby certify all provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law PL 1975, Chapter 231, Act and Act. Notice of this meeting was mailed to the South Jersey Times, Sentinel, and the Daily Journal, as well as the municipal clerks of Elton Franklin Township. Pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Mr. Tucci is absent. Mrs. Beck? Here. Mr. Borelli? Here. Mr. Lightfoot?
Here.
Mr. Williams?
Here.
Mr. Patio is absent. Ms. Gaglione? Here. Mr. Neo?
Here.
I am here. Ms. Cook?
Here.
Presentations? Nothing tonight. Okay. Reading of the minutes? Minutes, please.
Motion.
Second, any questions on this motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Yes? Ayes have it. Communications?
Oh, I'm sorry, no communications.
Citizens, any citizens like to be heard, step up and please report. I will close the citizen part right now. Personnel, Mr. Barley.
I make a motion to approve the following teaching staff hired as listed.
We have a second on this motion. Any questions? Roll call vote. Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Barley?
Yes.
Mr. Lightfoot?
Yes.
Mr. Willie?
Yes.
Mrs. Gaglione?
Yes.
Mr. Video?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Make a motion to approve the following non-teaching staff hires as listed. Second.
We have a second on this motion. Any questions on this motion? Roll call vote. Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Lightfoot?
Yes.
Mr. Willie?
Yes.
Mrs. Gaglione?
Yes.
Mr. Patio? Video?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
I make a motion to approve the following retirements/resignations as listed. Second.
We have a second on this motion. Any questions on this motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Abstentions? Opposed? Ayes have it.
I make a motion to approve the following leaves of absence as listed. Second.
We have a second
way that society's taking us, and I do think that, getting pulled out of class to get dress coded is more distracting than a girl wearing shorts. I don't think guys anymore are distracted by shorts because I'm going to be quite frank with you, if they want to see a girl's body, they'll pull up her Instagram. They're not going to care very much about seeing her in school. But I do think that maybe if we come to some sort of agreement about perhaps, wrist length or, palm length instead of sort of a fingertip length, and we can just agree on the fact that some shorts are just not, like, some shorts are too long to be, like, realistic anymore. And the spaghetti straps, I mean, I don't even know where that came from. Shoulders, like, guys don't care about shoulders anymore because they see girls' bodies everywhere nowadays, and if they're not seeing it from the girls in school, they're seeing it online, and that's just the fact of the matter nowadays, and it's not exactly the most convenient, but that's where our world is, and the dress code was created in the 1960s, like, that was a while ago, so maybe we should consider modifying it, just a little bit, because I know that with the weather getting warmer, girls aren't going to want to be dress coded every day for wearing things that they're comfortable in. And again, this isn't me saying it's only girls, but 90% of the dress code is towards girls. Like, the only thing guys can't wear is like cutoffs, which, like, that shows everything anyway. But, yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about it, I do have a couple of notes written down. But, I mean, if not, that's okay too. But I just thought that I would throw that out there because it does seem to be a problem. 44% of schools still enforce a strict dress code, which means the rest of them don't. So the other 56% doesn't really have a dress code. And I think that I don't want to abolish our dress code because then, people would be pushing that limit. But I do really want to modernize it, especially that slideshow that's been playing for the past 4 years. Like, what? That slideshow is so old and we're still playing the same one. But yeah, I mean, it is kind of a pressing topic, so I thought I'd bring it up.
In my perfect world, we'd all wear uniforms. Just saying.
I understand.
Including the teachers. I'd be perfectly happy to wear uniforms. But yeah, that's certainly something you can talk to your.
I will say that we look at, during the summertime, the administrative team at the high school, and I know the middle school does the same thing. We do look at what changes we want to make moving into the next school year as far as, everything from the code of conduct to attendance policies to the dress code. So I'd be more than happy to take all your ideas, Maya. I'm not promised they're all going to come true, but we will definitely review them and talk about it.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Maya.
Thank you. Executive board members report, Mr. Burley. Anything?
Just a couple of quick things. It's all falling in the hands of legislation areas, and it's everybody's, as we said shortly, with the legislation, and so you're not going to see many things move forward. They won't reconvene probably till like September, October again. So it'll be like somewhat of a lame duck process, but some things that be in tune with from the world I live in right now is that NJSA put out an ad hoc committee report on retention and recruitment on staff, professional people. And that report went right to, was presented to the Assembly, and Assemblywoman Pam Lambert was very impressed with it. She already has 12 to 13 bills that are being moved, trying to move forward. Now, whether they all come or whether they're all piecemeal or coordinated, that would certainly help in incentivizing the recruitment and retention of staff members, professional staff, and even at the college level, that may be falling in looking at majors in education. So I would stay tuned to that. And usually when the Assemblywoman Pam Lambert wants, she gets a good percentage of it, not all. So that's something worthwhile.
It's interesting, Mr. Burley, just to break in real quickly, we've been looking for a Spanish teacher forever, right? We finally found one. But prior to finding this person, I think Dr. Berger called Rowan and said, do you have anybody like that's graduating? We have no graduates at all in that field.
Well, and it's happening across the country, we all know that. And some of the New Jersey higher ed institutions are their cutting programs. TCNJ was #1 with health and physical education. They're cutting the program completely. So they were #1 producers of in the state. So that's happening all around. There was an example that someone gave that the regulations are so stringent. I can't remember the district, but needed a Spanish teacher. The person was native language, native language speaker, a doctorate in the language, teaching at the college level. couldn't get a certificate to teach in high school. So, it's asinine. I won't use the language, I like it, but so it's archaic to the point where they have to, and it's not that it's going to generate less quality. It just gives people opportunities in this particular area. So that particular area, there was one other one. Assembly Bill 5060 by Reynolds and Jackson, and it was released from the Assembly Labor Committee. And I'm sure you and Mr. Collins, Dr. Baird are already aware, it expands the scope of school district employee sick leave or leaves. Not that, I'm not speaking on behalf of the board right now, not that there's not, that's collective bargaining decisions, what kinds of leaves are available, FMLA and so forth and so on. This expands it even further beyond that. And right now, when we were at a meeting last week that Senator Copel, even though he posted it last year, he assured the appropriate people that he's not going to push it forward. So it's passed the Assembly, but it should not pass the even move in the Senate at this particular point in time. That will save districts, as you just said, Dr. You can't find people already. Having placed people that are going to take additional leave on top. That doesn't affect the leaves that they're entitled to. That's make it very clear. Through collective bargaining, state or federal regulations. But this adds on top of that, so that I think that'll be restricted at this percent level. And one other point was there's Assembly Bill 2015, and we'll also, and it's in the Senate too with Louise, and usually what Louise wants, she gets too. Some additional. I gotta weigh my words. It's going to require additional school district personnel to complete training programs on suicide prevention, which is important. You answered that question. I think Dr. Baylor either one meeting or two meetings ago with the work that our district is already doing. But once again, it's going to be putting some pressure on districts to put people out of district more training for something that they're already doing pretty well already. So just an FYI, there's a couple active bills out in the Assembly and the Senate in that respect. Other than that concludes my report.
For Dr. Gray, I'm surprised that they did get a Spanish teacher because Camden's looking for one and they're giving $10,000 signing bonus.
Yeah, I'm telling you, and when we met her, she is amazing. She's going to be an amazing teacher. But this is cost.
And right now they're looking for math, Spanish, and there's another.
They could live like
things of science or
They
something.
could go anywhere.
And they're looking to give a $10,000 signing bonus.
We got it right.
Yeah, that's why we move as fast as we do, because we know if we don't get
Someone else is
signed,
going to do it.
we might move into someone who can pay more, so we move fast now.
All right, Mr. Collins? Recommend the board approve the 2021-2022 annual comprehensive financial report.
Second.
Second, any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Recommend the board approve the 2021-2022 auditor's management report. Have a second on this, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Recommend the board approve the 21-22 audit synopsis.
Second.
Have a second, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Ayes have it. That concludes our report. Mr. Collins. Any old business?
Mr. Chair, just comment on the building. Field house, looks like it's on schedule to lay the block. They're gonna be putting the underground electrical and plumbing in next week, and the footing is, as far as I'm told, the footing is in for the bathrooms up at the high school. So everything is going on the schedule. It look like there's a bunch.
That and Mariana has always been great to work with.
Thank you very much. Any new business? Citizens, step up and you shall be heard by the board.
Yes, Barry Palmer. We live over in Newfield, 730 Forsythia Drive. I just had a question on any possible information on, the feasibility study and the issue with the, Newfield students either staying here or going to Pittsgrove. If there's been any new information since the last school board meeting that we've.
So, Mr. Walton and I put a letter together for the Newfield board to reiterate that we absolutely want to keep our Newfield students here.
Okay.
We believe that they belong here, and we shared that with the board last week at some point. Once again, I have been assured by someone at the state that we will be getting the grant, that it is coming, and we will be moving forward immediately when we receive it to hire a firm to do a feasibility study for us, because I do believe that Newfield taxpayers deserve the full picture. If there are 2 studies out there, let everybody see what the options are for both studies before you make a choice to go with one. Hopefully the board will agree with that. It's really out of our hands at this point, but
Okay.
we don't want to lose our Newfield kids.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Any other citizens? And I'd like to close the citizens part of it. Sean? Executive?
Not done.
Okay, I have a motion to close the meeting. Second, any questions? All in favor? All opposed, abstentions? Thank you very much. Good night, drive safe.